Have you ever struggled with laying out a room with your furniture and or struggled with what size furniture should you get for that room? That's what we're going to talk about today. Hi, I'm Lisa Wood, interior designer in North Carolina, and I specialize in living in place. Last week I talked to you about showing you some tips and ideas on how you can easily create a floor plan without any special tools or skills and help solve the problems that you're having in your home. Because sometimes people just don't really understand how to lay out a room. I've had many requests to teach people how to do this, so I want to keep this super simple. There's lots of computer programs that you could use, but if you're not really into that kind of thing, you can just do it with pencil and paper, which is always one of my favorites. If you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please do so and click the bell so we can stay connected. I love bringing you new content. Today I'm going to show you a client, which is basically like a case study to kind of show you the process of what we were going through. And this is going to be a master bedroom that is existing. They were having some challenges on how to update it and just wanted some help. So I asked them to send me a floor plan. They're in Texas. I'm in North Carolina. We're doing this all virtually. So they sent the floor plan over and we're walking through it. I want to show you how to lay this out on paper, and then I'm going to show you what the challenges were and how we're going to remedy that as a potential solution. But to get started, you're going to measure your room out, and you want to do this you can either do it in inches or in feet and inches. If you have a laser tool, that makes it even faster. Definitely have somebody help you if you've got a big room. In terms of some of the other tools that you're going to want a calculator to convert inches to feet. Also have graph paper. Vellum is great if you want to do the drawing one time and then overlay it. Those work really well. For the graph paper, I recommend 4 squares per inch. That is super easy to translate onto a regular ruler when you have 1/4 inches to equal a foot. In order to get started, I asked them to give me a list of the furniture that they have currently in their room and also the overall measurement of the room. So they created a list of furnishings. So you'd want to take your furnishings and measure them out. So a their king size bed is 8 feet by 7 feet and 2 inches. Measure everything out, your side tables, your chairs, everything that's going to go into the room, so you have that. And why that's important is you are going to take a piece of paper. I recommend to choose a paper a different color than the graph paper because it'll be easy to stand out. You can draw out the bed 7 feet by 8 feet using the ruler. So 8 feet on a ruler is going to be 2 inches, because remember, 1/4 inch equals a foot. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 feet, 5, 6, 7, 8 feet. Easy to draw out. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it'll give you a great idea. On this master bedroom, I sent them a copy of a piece of graph paper. I have this in a planner that I'm creating, and that's what she used to draw this out. She drew out the basic shape of the room, did a great job, and then put in her furniture and labeled what it is. So then I can take that and draw that out on the papers that I needed. Some of the measurements that also you want to take into consideration are the widths and depths of the walls, windows, the location of the windows, location of the doors. All of this stuff is very important to really understand what you're working with. And the challenge that we have right now with this room is the door entering into the bedroom. You have to go around the bed and kind of back up in this corner to get into the bathroom. So there's a bathroom and a closet this direction. There's a kitchen over here, and there's a living room over on the opposite side of this wall. This is all kind of crammed up into these corners, and these two nightstands are not the same size. This one's really tiny. This one's better size, but the bed is really big and chunky. So there's a lot of wasted space over in this part of the room that's not utilized as well. They want to update their room, and that's what we're looking at and coming up with some concepts to help them do that. So when you start with a blank piece of paper, you're going to measure out your room, and then you'll draw it on the graph paper. So they have a wall that's 13 feet 7 inches. So you're just going to take your ruler and measure it out 13 squares, basically 13 squares, and then guess on the 7 inches. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13. And then you add about almost another half, because that'll round it to the 7 inches. And you just go that way all the way around your room. Be sure you add in your doors and your windows. That's important. And any other details that might come into play. You also want to note your ceiling height, because if you've got any big furniture that you have to maneuver through a door to get in and out, you want to make sure you can get that through the house pretty well. So we've got this laid out, and now we're going to take the furniture. So we've drawn it out, cut out the pieces, and I'm going to lay in the furniture according to what she has originally, so you can kind of see how easy this is to do. It's kind of like playing with paper dolls a little bit. So that chair has an ottoman. There's a nightstand over here. They have a little small desk, like an antique desk there with a chair and another nightstand. So I labeled each of these just so you kind of know what they are. And now they want to have a view out this window. This looks outside to a real pretty view, and they want to take advantage of that. And that's why they put the bed over here. But again, it doesn't feel real well because you have to walk through the furniture to get over into the master bath and the closet. It's not the best layout just because it's so crammed and the bed is so big. It's a big chunky thing. You really want to have a good balance within the room. So if we take everything out, because you've already got it cut, it's super easy. Another option would be is if you moved the bed over against the window. This feels a little bit better. You could still have the bench at the end of the bed. You could put the dresser here. This desk doesn't even need to go back in there, really, unless they really wanted it. Another option is you could put the dresser here, and you could put the desk in this little corner if you wanted to throw it on an angle. But again, I don't know if this piece is necessary. It could be going in a different room. And then you could actually come in and put 2 chairs here that way and have more of a little nook to sit in and unwind for the rest of the day. So that's one option. Again, this is a living room over here and the kitchen here. So this kind of concerns me a little bit, because if somebody's sleeping and they're entertaining and that door is open, you can see right in to whoever's resting in bed. Another option is to try to utilize this wall. And the challenge with this is that it doesn't really fit. So you've got the door that's going to hit a nightstand. Again, being that the kitchen is over here, you got to think about who's going to be walking by, and you wouldn't want somebody sleeping right here to be seen by somebody in the kitchen. So this wall is not ideal because of the location of the door. So it's kind of a tricky room to see what somebody might do. But it makes it really great when you've got graph paper that you can just kind of push around these pieces, work with what you've got first, and then see what you really like. Again, a lot of this stuff could be moved out into other parts of the home, and you can go shop your home to see what else you can bring in that's going to fit better. That's really simple, isn't it? Moving cutout pieces on a piece of graph paper. One big thing to do is once you get a layout down and you measure out your room, keep that in your file with you And take that with you if you ever go out furniture shopping. You want to write down all your dimensions so somebody at the store, at the design center, whoever you're going to be working with, is going to be able to help you identify what size furniture to put in your space, because it is critical. It makes such a difference when you get the right sized pieces. Everything just feels better. It doesn't feel too cramped or too lonely. Sometimes you have too small scale in a big space. So it's all about layout. It's all about balance, and then you can add the fluff in later. But get the right sized pieces in first. Start with a measuring tape, some graph paper, pencil, ruler, very basic. Get another color contrasting paper, and then you basically are cutting out what you have in terms of furniture sizes and moving it around to get the best feel. Again, you don't have to line everything up on walls. A lot of people just kind of automatically do it. It's really about getting the balance, and make sure that when you have a pathway that you're walking through, you want to keep a minimum of 36 inches in between furniture. If you can go wider, that's even better, especially if you've got kids and you're carrying them through the house, or you've got elderly parents who have walkers or wheelchairs or something like that. So you just want to be able to have good traffic patterns that are easy to flow through, and you're not feeling overcrowded. That is what we were doing in this master bedroom. There are some challenges with it. So next week, I'm going to show you the solution on how we went about this. I hope that helps you as you start planning out the layouts for your room. You got to just keep it super simple. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Graph paper can be your best friend. Remember, 1/4 inch equals a foot. If you haven't liked and subscribed, don't forget to hit that button. We're going to be bringing you more on this design project. I'll show you the concepts that we came up with, and I'll let you know what their reactions are too. I'm hoping that they're going to like it. But we did find a good solution, and I'm very excited for that. Until next week, you guys take care.